Hey, it's Sarah, also known as Quasi Thoughts. Welcome back. I wanted to go through really quickly some inserts that I have gotten for the Franklin Covey classic size binder. I have two different sets, and I have them both in here. Both sets are 15 months worth of inserts, and both sets are the same style. They're both Franklin Covey original, but from Japan. And I do think these mirror like the Franklin Covey original that you can get in the US store. They were not cheap to buy. I do think you pay a little bit of an up price. Some of that is shipping, international shipping that you have to pay. And I think there are pros and cons about both of these. Paper quality wise would sort of be the first place. I got pretty spoiled by getting these Franklin Covey Compact Universal, which are printed on Tomoe River paper. I kind of love that, both in the amount you can fit in to your planner and also the feel of the paper. I'm one of those people that likes Tomoe River paper. I know it's hit or miss because it gets crinkled and it feels used very quickly and easily. It's also very delicate, so flipping it back and forth in rings could ultimately cause the holes to tear. That's one of the things that I'll be trialing out with the compact size that I have. All of that said, I don't know that I would repurchase these, and might instead be willing to actually buy and print my own. Not that the paper quality is bad. I think, from a fountain pen use or pen use or actual paper use, it's not, it's probably really good paper. I certainly don't feel any difference between this and, say, like the US Franklin Covey. This actually is probably nicer. It's marginally thinner, but it is, roughly the same size, right? Like this right here without tabs is approximately a year's worth of inserts, which is about what it would be in the Franklin Covey world too, right? From the US store. So you're not going to save any space or weight with these inserts. And that's day on 2 page that I just showed you. So really, to just jump right in, I have both the weekly and the day on 2 sets in the Franklin planner original from Japan, right? And there are some really striking differences between the two. Let's start with the calendar. This is a very standard calendar layout for Franklin Covey. You've got 4 columns on each page, lined, and predated, right? Same thing. This is the one that comes with the daily pages. So the one available on Amazon for the daily pages has a Sunday start. The one available on Amazon Japan for the weekly pages has a Monday start. And I much prefer the Monday start, right? I do believe they make this. I have to sneeze. Excuse me. I do believe they make this with a Monday start. They just don't sell it on Amazon. You have to buy it from Franklin Planner, Franklin Planner Japan, which doesn't ship to the US. So there might be a way on like Rokokin, I'm not saying that right, but I'll link it down below, to find the day on 2 of this set with a Monday start, but I didn't find it from Amazon Japan. Okay, that's really the only big difference between these. You still get your index, you still get your, previous, current, forward month. You can see here as well, previous, current, forward month, right? On the back of this page, you've got your master task list with personal and business, monthly goals for both sections, very similar to the video that I did on the Universal in compact size. They don't make the Universal in classic size, unfortunately. I really wish they did. Same exact thing on the weekly set, all right? This is where it gets different, the actual inserts. Okay, so for the week, you get a weekly goals section, business and private, and then weekly tasks, which you could either, keep the column or do business and so it's business and private, or you could just make this all of your weekly tasks and not differentiate. And then I really like this. You have a built-in spot for reflections. So this would be like, a place for weekly review, some place to go in and say, these were my successes. Like, I do believe in success finding. So like you could write down your wins for the week or whatnot. And then you have a week on 2 pages right here. And you do get a Monday start with the weekly spread. And then it goes from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., much like the standard U.S. Franklin Covey weeks. But you do get a little bit of space above and below. The schedule part on the daily pages goes for longer. Then you have space for tasks. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tasks under each day. So that's nice. You get this month or the previous month and this month. Well, I guess this is both because we're sort of in June a little bit here. Let's take a look at a different week. Okay, you get the current month and then the next month is what it is normally. And then you have a section over here which is gridded for notes or whatever, more tasks, whatever you want to put there. There is a bit of Japanese. It is not too much Japanese. It's not, I mean, it'd be fine to decorate. It's also fine to put some notes or anything. Like, you could put right under here, this is, Louise's birthday, whatever you needed to say, right? Then you get weekly notes on the back and it starts over. This is interesting to me. So it starts, this is what I did. I put some daily pages in between each week just to see how that would look. I was like, really? It goes straight into an index? No, it doesn't. This would be the beginning of the July day on 2 page. So you get your normal standard index like usual. And then very much like the universal here, you get a day on 2. So the difference really between this layout and the one in the compact is that this day here starts at 6 a.m. with space before and goes all the way to 2 a.m. the next day with space after. I do think the line width here is bigger. It almost reminds me of college ruled paper from Mead or the US, something like that. Maybe even, I don't think it's wide ruled. It's been a while since I was in wide ruled. You get the same thing here where they bold the day of the week that you're on. And then, you get your quadrant 2 activities call out based on the Franklin Covey quadrant system, which I will do a video on eventually. And then at the end of your day on 2, you do get a budget for the month. I do not believe you get that on the weekly pages. Let's just find the end of a week. Yeah, you don't get any kind of budgeting because this is March 30th. So this would be March 31st, 2021. And there's no budget end. They're also not separated. So if you were really a stickler on the weekly pages, so you wanted all of March in one place, you would have to have this is May and June. So you'd have to have May and June together for this week. So it would be difficult to put these inside your monthly tabs like you can do with the dailies. But if you're comfortable having like a monthly section and then a weekly section, this would work really well because it would just be continuous all the way through. That's really the sum total of the inserts. So it's nice, they're dated or whatever. You do get the standard extras. The weekly came with, a nice number of daily notes pages that you could put in between weeks or even inside the week, wherever you needed it. You do have like a standard future calendar. So all of these sets end in September of 2021. But here you get year at a glance for 6 years out through 2025. And then you get a full calendar for a year from October 2021 to September 2022 to future plan. And then you get calendars at a glance from 2022 out to 2027. So standard future planning sections. I believe the same is true here with the daily set. I kind of put it all together when I showed you how thick the whole set of inserts would be. So just separating it out again. This is just a few pages of notes, and by a few, I mean 2, came with the day on 2 pages, and then the same exact future planning setup. So you've got, 6 years worth of at a glance that you can plan into with 4 spots on each. You got more lines in the compact than you do on this. And then same idea, 6 year at a glance, and then a year's worth of calendars. I will say there's more Japanese in these. Like all of the days here are in Japanese, whereas on the compact they were Monday to like W or MT, WT, FSS, right? And then all of the months are written in Japanese. You do get the number of the month and whatnot. And then same with this, much more Japanese happening in this set, in my opinion, than I felt like there was in the Universal. And maybe that's why it's called Universal in the compact size. So that's my thought on these classic ones. I really wish the line scale, and I'll show you for a reference, right? Like this is the line width. So it's maybe like a third of my thumbnail, from here to here versus from here to here. It's significantly wider on this one, and I don't have a problem with width. Like I write pretty small, so I can write in this size very easily. If anything, I like a slightly smaller guideline than slightly larger, just to help me keep my writing small. So there is that. This is actually a smaller, there is a big difference in line width on this side of the page versus this side of the page. And that's about it. So I'm probably going to try running concurrently in this compact and the classic for maybe the month of June into August. My screens just went blank. And then we'll see if I have a serious preference. Right now, I'm definitely leaning toward the compact. I just like the inserts better, straight up. And I don't know that the paper quality on this justifies ordering from Amazon Japan. I do like the fact that with the weekly layout, you can get a Monday start, which you cannot get in any set at all in the US. And so you do get the nice tabs with the Monday start. But I don't know that it's worth buying the whole set of inserts for. Maybe if I look, you might be able to just buy these calendar pages and then use whatever other inserts you have. So if I do end up going classic size in 2021, really basically 2022, because these take me almost all the way through the year, I would probably look for a printable and print them myself. It is me, and I do get some planner confusion, so I might change my mind. I just want to point out that even with a very generous note section here, the weekly option is pretty space saving. I think this is just notes. Is pretty space saving because this is 12 months worth. I think I only have 2 months in here already. And this has all of the future planning pages already in there. So, yeah, but I mean, for this weekly calendar, I would want the schedule to go longer. So I do like this schedule timeline. I don't really need it to go to 2 a.m., but I like that it starts at 6 because, I like to schedule out my morning routine sometimes. So I wish this went, maybe started at 6 and went to 8. I don't really need to plan my evening as much as I like to plan my morning. That's just me. Maybe this is perfect for somebody else. So I hope this was helpful. I haven't really seen any reviews of the original from Japan. The paper, I mean, it's nice. It's very smooth and soft and feels good. I wouldn't say it's like mind-blowing or anything paper-wise. But thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. Talk to you later. Bye.